We're gonna go in order of like chronological order of how you mentioned them.
Yeah,
So
run it down.
first off, we have Creature Commandos, which is an animated show.
Random.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was very surprising. Like, he's known for picking out the deep cuts, so I thought that was really cool. I don't know too much about the Creature Commandos, but it is pretty dang interesting.
So what's interesting here, I'm reading just some of the posts on them.
Rick Flag's
So
dead.
yeah, we got Rick Flag Sr.
Mm-hmm.
We got Weasel.
Yeah, that's what I thought was funny. Is like,
Still
oh, they're
alive.
bringing Weasel. Yeah, he's still alive.
If you didn't watch
Well,
the end credits,
end credit scene.
well, not many people watched that movie.
Is it going to be
according
Sean
the
Gunn
money.
again?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they all
why
streamed
not?
it. They were watching it on streaming.
No, not that many people watched it.
But it's a 7-episode animated show written by James Gunn, and it shows Amanda Waller again, creating a Black Ops team out of monstrous prisoners.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
another version of Suicide Squad ish.
Nice.
But with like supernatural creatures. So you have like Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Weasel being, I don't know, it's some creepy werewolf kind of thing. It's considered a werewolf, but
By day.
and then but yeah, like the person in charge of them is Rick Flag Senior.
Senior?
That's can they get Joel Kinnaman back?
I'm
No,
sure they can.
Just age Joel
just age him
Kinnaman.
up.
Well, I mean, it's animated, but if they ever have them in the live action, they kind of he alluded to, hey, these characters, even if they're in the games or live action, they're transferable from all different mediums.
Like
So-
they'll trade off between or transfer over to
And-
each different kind of media.
And he said that he would like to try his best to get the same actors do the voices in the animations and also be the actors if they were in live action. So we'll see if he can do that. But yeah, that would be cool. The cohesion between all the media.
But then like the likeliness has to be pretty consistent across the board because if you create like an animated character looking one way, but then the actor or actress doesn't look like
right,
that
I'm
animated
pretty sure
character.
they would know.
Yeah.
And out of all those characters, the only probably humanoid would be Rick Flag Sr. So I'm assuming if they do end up hiring
Yeah.
Joel Kinnaman to do the voice, that they would draw it like him and then make him look old.
Yeah.
So, it would be cool to have him back.
Yeah. Joel Kinnaman's too cool. But they can do it. Like part of the whole casting process is going to be they have to then see if you can deliver any type of voice acting or voiceover work, and then have to then be able to physically act if should these Creature Commandos ever show up somewhere, which I think they would end up showing up in another show that was announced that we'll get to later. But so far, like it's an interesting concept. It'll be maybe a mix of like Hellboy and like a Justice League Dark kind of thing, and then of course like a bit of Suicide Squad put in there too.
And did he say that the season would be 7 episodes, or did he just say he wrote 7 episodes?
I believe he said the season was 7 episodes.
Okay, so then
And he
James
wrote
Gunn
all
wrote
7
all
episodes.
7. So
That guy's man's
It's-
busy.
it's very likely that this was something he was already working on before he got hired. And then
I'm
it was
gonna
just
just kinda
like,
put
hey,
it
let me
together.
add this to my
The
new
slate.
slate. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe when like after the initial like the initial firing after Guardians 2, he's like, well, I'm gonna start making this stuff and then
Yeah.
make the Suicide Squad, and then it was, oh wait, no, come back. It's like, okay, cool. And he finishes up his stuff there.
Very strange, at least to me, that this was the first thing that he announced.
Yeah, it was
Even
like
though
an animated.
Even though I'm pretty sure it's date wise is probably the first thing that's gonna come out. It's just strange that Batman or Superman isn't the first thing that you announce in his video. But
I think also maybe to like save up hype, I guess. But
Yeah,
it
start
is
off
chronological order, so I guess they were
yeah,
starting
it
off with
wasn't
this.
really
This
by
was
hype
almost
level.
done.
It was just like chronological.
Yeah, like start off like okay, like chronological, but also like I think it's a great way to start that with like wait, Creature Command, what the heck? Okay, like he's starting with some weird deep cuts, okay, and then we start building up to some of the big stuff.
Mhm.
Because I think real quick though, because did they ever give release dates for everything, for anything but Superman?
No,
No
I don't
release
believe
dates.
so. No.
So I think that was the only thing that ever.
I read
really got
I
me.
read somewhere that Creature Commandos is slated to come out next year. So it will
Okay.
be like one of the few DC projects coming out next year along with the Joker.
I doubt any of these
Joker
will
2.
come out this year for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
No,
because they
nothing
already
like
have their
this
whole.
year. Yeah.
More
These are
movies
all
this
just
year.
getting announced, so most likely if it's a movie, that's probably why it's going to take 2 to 3 years for it to come out cuz it's going to start this year. So any of these new DCU properties
Well,
won't be
as we're getting
won't be
through
coming
it,
out for a little bit.
the first movie, which they announced a date in 2025, so just assume everything after kind of that time period, except for Creature Commanders